Hello and good morning, everyone. Good morning from warm Toronto. I hope you all are doing good. So, we're back with our question and answer session, and we will start right away. Today's session is a little different because we have been receiving requests to conduct our sessions in Urdu or Hindi. And we thought maybe we should give it a try. A lot of people were asking that maybe your Urdu or Hindi is not very good. So maybe that's why you prefer to speak in English only, which is not the case, of course. We do that because we have other audience as well that come from other parts of the world. That's why we keep it in English. And when someone approaches us from anywhere in the world, we tend to speak to them in English because that gives us an opportunity to assess their language skills. And you all might be knowing that English is one of the most important factors when it comes to immigration assessment. That's one. And secondly, when you arrive in Canada, of course, you know that English and French are two official languages. So if you are fluent in English, of course, that will be better. You will face a little problem, of course, minimum problems in establishing yourself in this society if you are fluent in English. And securing of the job, of course, English is the I would say biggest barrier when it comes to securing a job in Canada. So if you are fluent in English or French or both, even better, that's good. So we will give it a try today to keep a portion of this broadcast in Urdu language as well. But before we go ahead, let me acknowledge who is with us and from which part of the world. And even before that, before I forget, we have our giveaway today as well, which is a free consultation. If you are going to enter hashtag AIA in comments, you can be entered into our giveaway, which we are gonna run at the end of this broadcast. Okay, so I'm gonna display this banner throughout the broadcast so that anyone who joins us later can benefit from it. So let me acknowledge people who are joining us today, and I'll appreciate if you can let us know which part of the world you're joining us from. Zahur has joined us from Facebook. I'm assuming you are, I don't know, maybe you're from Pakistan. Ali Raza has jumped right in with hashtag AIA to win the consultation. We have Shoaib joining us. Okay. And we have Sakina Bibi joining us and tagging someone. I'm very thankful that you guys are sharing and liking and commenting in on this broadcast. And I can see the number one question that is being asked, and it's the hot topic today everywhere, which is when Canadian government is going to resume the federal skilled worker program draws. So we're gonna address that uh, in a short while. Just let me go through our audience. Pradeep is joining us from Karachi. Thank you very much. Faiza has joined us once again, I believe. Zahur has joined us. Tanzil, good morning. Samiullah, good morning. How are you? Sibur Rahman, Wahid from Afghanistan, and he has asked a question as well. I'm going to get back to you on this. I'm just going to Atik, Reshma, Sayyid Saqib, Faiza is joining us from Pakistan. I believe we have people joining us mostly from Middle East at the moment. Some are from Pakistan, some are from India as well today. Um, Wonderful to see. We have Zahur joined us from KSA. Atik, thank you very much for joining us today. Nazia Amir from Pakistan. Wahkent, thank you for joining us. Dul Wahid is joined us from Afghanistan. So yeah, so let's get to the questions as soon as possible. We have Rafe joining us from Toronto. Thank you, Rafe. How's the weather in my city? We are both in Toronto. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So wonderful people. If I have not acknowledged any one of you, please accept my apologies because we have to go to our questions. We have to attend them. Kazim Ali Bukhari is joining us from Indonesia. Wow. I think this is the first time someone joining us from Indonesia. That's good. Rafe is saying great weather. Yes, Rafe, we can enjoy it as long as it lasts, and it won't last long. We know that, right? Siva Rahman. And we have someone joining us from Russia. Very, very, very nice. Originally from Tanzania. Very nice. Great. Okay, so let's go to our questions, and I'm gonna keep on acknowledging as you guys are joining in once again. Before we jump into our questions, our giveaway for today is hashtag AIA. If you comment with hashtag AIA, you can win a consultation, a free consultation, right? So the first question, I'm just gonna browse through these questions, and the first question is coming from Shafiq, who is joining us from LinkedIn, and he's at the moment in Nawab Shah, Pakistan. And he's saying that he is a PhD scholar in computer engineering, and his wife uh, is in psychotherapy. He wants to immigrate to Canada. So questions like these, where you ask whether you qualify or not, I would recommend that you complete our online assessment form. It's a free assessment. You can complete it, and we get back to you with our opinion within 2 business days. If there are further discussions required, like a consultation, we can suggest you. Otherwise, we provide you an opinion advising you whether you qualify or not. So please do that. Our website is www.amirismail.com, and you can complete that. Now, $1 million question coming from Atik Jindani, and everyone is asking. Thank you for asking this question, Atik. He's asking, when do we expect the federal skilled worker program to start selecting international candidates? So the federal skilled worker program draws have not been happening, as we all know, for quite a while. But we are expecting that these should start anytime now, because if we compare it with the last year, those FSW draws restarted even in 2020 in the month of September, right? And at that time, we did not have vaccine in Canada or anywhere in the world, but they still started with the hope that the borders are gonna open. The good thing is that the borders are gonna be opening for at least American citizens from 7th of August, and for the international travelers from 7th of September. Although exceptions were always there, but this time around they're gonna be opening it formally for international travelers. And but of course, there are requirements that you need to be vaccinated, and even if you're not vaccinated, you are still allowed to come, but of course you have to follow the quarantine protocol. So the reason why I'm mentioning that is because it these are good signs, which means that it would encourage the federal skilled worker program draws. So I hope it happens sooner, and we are all keeping our fingers crossed, but no one say anything about it, because on the flip side, um, Canada is accepting and inviting Canada Experience class candidates. There was a draw yesterday with the 404 ranking score, I believe. So they can decrease the ranking score for or to accommodate Canada Experience class applicants, because, of course, as a country, Canada needs immigrants. And with the stoppage of the federal program applicants, they have found a strategy to uh, achieve the quota, the target for 2021. So you know that. Okay, so let's go ahead and while we are acknowledging few people, we try to answer some questions as well. Okay, there is a question coming, and by the way, we forgot the Urdu and Hindi component, right? So let's answer this question, because I think Abdul Wahid is coming from Afghanistan. So let's answer the question in English, and then let's take one question in Urdu and test my language, and then you be the judge to say whether it might work in future or not. Okay. Abdul Wahid is saying that he's from Afghanistan. What is the minimum period of funds to show in the bank statement? Very good question. You are required to produce a bank statement of 6 months. And the reason why they ask for it is because they want to see the transaction, the nature of transactions. And the reason why they want to see the transactions, because they want to see any unusual deposits, any large deposits. And any deposits, in fact, are subject to questioning as to what is the source, because they don't want you to loan the money from someone and show it as your own. It's not allowed. The money should be unencumbered from any debts. It should be your own money, right? So if there are unusual deposits, the officer can detect whether it's a loan or it is your own money, and they can ask for the trail, paper trail. But even if your account was empty, for example, and you just deposited a very large sum of money because you were consolidating your funds and you want to go to Canada, as long as you are in a position to justify and provide a proper paper trail of that deposit, say if you have sold a property or a car or whatever, your asset, and if you're putting in the money, it can be justified, even though the last 6 months statement doesn't show any monies in the bank account, but then a large sum of money is coming in. It will be subject to questioning, but naturally, you will be able to provide evidence that this money belongs to you. So you will be able to handle it. Okay. Hope that answers the question. Atiq and Reshma Abdulaziz has joined us. Walaikum Assalam. Sayyid Saqib. So let's see if we have more questions. Shoaib Zak. So I'm going to answer this question in Urdu, right? So let's see. शोएब जक फरमा रहे हैं कि वो उनके चांसेस कितने हैं, और क्योंकि उनका जो CRS स्कोर है वो 470 है, और इनके जो वालिद साहब की जो हमशीरा हैं वो कनाडा में मुकीम हैं, टोरंटो में, और उनको रहनुमाई चाहिए कि वो किस तरह से आगे बढ़ें। तो शोएब, इसमें यह है कि आप कि अगर स्कोर 470 है तो यकीनन आपके चांसेस सिलेक्शन के बहुत उम्दा हैं, और आप हो सकता है कि जो अगला एक्सप्रेस एंट्री ड्रॉ होगा उसमें आप के सेलेक्ट होने के जो चांसेस हैं वो काफ़ी ब्राइट नज़र आ रहे हैं। लेकिन अब क्योंकि पिछले 8-10 महीनों से स्किल वर्कर के ड्रॉज नहीं हुए हैं, इस वजह से थोड़ी सी डिसअपॉइंटमेंट या मायूसी नज़र आ रही होगी, और इस वजह से शायद आपने ये सवाल भी किया। अदरवाइज़ जिन लोगों के 470 या 470 से कुछ ऊपर नीचे नंबर हैं, रैंकिंग पॉइंट्स हैं, उनको इतनी दिक्कत नहीं होती है। लेकिन क्योंकि अब ये नहीं हो रहे हैं तो इस वजह से सवाल उठ रहा है कि अब क्या होगा। तो अब ये होगा कि आपने थोड़ा सा इंतज़ार करना है कि जब तक कि फेडरल स्किल वर्कर ड्रॉज हों, और उसके बाद एक तो ये है तरीक़ा, दूसरा ये कि इस तमाम इंतज़ार की घड़ियों में हो सकता है कि कोई प्रोविंस आपको, कोई सूबा कनाडा का आपको सेलेक्ट कर ले, और क्योंकि आपने अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस एंट्री पूल के अंदर रखा हुआ है, तो नेचुरली फिर आप ये इस बात की उम्मीद कर सकते हैं कि कोई प्रोविंस आपको सेलेक्ट कर लेगा। लेकिन उसकी कोई गारंटी नहीं होती है कि प्रोविंस करे, तो आप ये नहीं, आपका नुकसान इस लिहाज से नहीं है कि आपका शायद कोई वक्त ज़ाया हो रहा है। थोड़ा-सा ज़ाया ज़रूर हुआ है क्योंकि उन्होंने फेडरल प्रोग्राम के ड्रॉ नहीं किए हैं, लेकिन होपफुली वो ज़रूर जल्दी स्टार्ट हो जाएँगे। तो ये सवाल का जवाब हमने शोएब का दिया, और उर्दू या आप कह सकते हैं हिंदी में दिया। आई होप कि वो बेशतर लोगों को समझ में आया होगा, और जिनको समझ में नहीं आया, and those who have not understood it, I'm gonna try to answer some of the questions in English as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and see who else is with us today. We have Tahawar Ali joining us. Tasawwur is joining us. We have Fawad Ahmad joining us, and he's asking, can we apply for PNP program without IELTS? So most PNP program would require you to appear in IELTS. I'm not aware of any PNP program unless it's a job-based program, which is a totally different matter altogether. Sayyid Saqib has joined us and he's used the hashtag. So let me just quickly show the hashtag once again. And the giveaway hashtag today is hashtag AIA. If you comment with hashtag AIA, you will be able to enter in the draw. And let me just very quickly have a look at how many entries do we have today for our giveaway. Just give you an update. Okay, and giveaway update, and let me show it to you. So we have quite a number of people today, already 24 participants. That's wonderful. Okay, so if you want to be part of the giveaway today, you can comment with hashtag AIA. Okay, so let's get back to our question and answers. We have Junaid joining us. I'm good, Junaid. Nirmal joining us. Thank you for participating. Junaid Ishtaq is saying he's got 65 points in SINP. So naturally, depending on the pass rank of any draw, you will be considered. Let's see. We have more questions coming in. We have Sayyid Zishan Ali joining us from Sialkot. He's got experience in sportswears. Please advise what he should do. So Sayyid Zishan, if you are operating a business of sportswear, you might be able to qualify under the entrepreneur program, or if you are a skilled worker, you might qualify under the skilled worker program. In both cases, we need further details to allow us to make assessment. तो अगर आप अपनी डिटेल्स हमें मुहैया करेंगे, तो हम उस बेसिस के ऊपर आपका असेसमेंट बना सकते हैं, और आपको एक दिन में या 2 दिन में हम आपको बता सकते हैं कि आप कहाँ पर स्टैंड करते हैं। और इसके लिए आपको हमारा असेसमेंट फॉर्म भर सकते हैं हमारी वेबसाइट पे amirismail.com. ठीक है? Laila Rahim is saying she is a nurse from Karachi. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Shazad Khurram is asking, he is, yes, I'm doing good, Shazad, thanks for asking. And he is joining us from Dubai. Do you have any questions? Please do so. Just put in comments and we're going to show them on screen and answer. Zishan, thank you very much for joining us. Dilip is saying that he's got 17 years of experience in logistics warehouse from Nepal. Thank you for joining us today, Dilip, from all the way from Nepal. Love that place. Shamshir Afridi, hello. Haider Ali, Thank you. Janine, thank you very much. Okay. Good morning. Yes, Rafe. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Junaid is saying that he can assist us in conducting session in Islamabad. Thank you very much, Junaid. We do need some assistance in Islamabad, frankly speaking. A very good city, of course, capital of Pakistan. And we do need some references in Islamabad. So if you have any friends, colleagues, acquaintances interested in migrating to Canada, they wish to deal with a licensed consultant, please send them our way and we'll really appreciate it. Hassan Shahid, thank you for joining us. Reshma is asking a question. I should not keep that high band 7. It's an assessment on piece of paper. So I understand your disappointment, and I share the same sentiments, Reshma. And as a member of Canadian Association of Professional Immigration Consultants, CAPIC, it's a body that talks with the or coordinates with the government officials on matters related to consultants and their clients, and that the members of CAPIC have been very active and coordinating and consulting with the government on various issues, and I'm sure IELTS is one of that, because what we see is that with the assessment of individual components, it becomes difficult and sometimes unjustified for a lot of qualified applicants to immigrate to Canada, because it impacts the bottom line so much that their chances of being selected under any express entry draw become very slim. So say if someone has 8 band in speaking or 8 band across the board, say 4 in writing where they score 6.5, this results in their scores plunging so much that they can't get selected. So this should not be the way of assessment, and hopefully government is going to pay heed toward it and make some changes. And when that happens, I'm sure that a lot of people will be able to qualify, and Canada would not be deprived of a lot of people, because basically it's loss on the part of Canada if someone who's really qualified and able to contribute to the economy is not able to migrate just because of the fact that they score less in one of the component, which is not very good way of making an assessment. Rafe is joining us from Karachi. Zishan is trying to ask some questions. Yeah, we are open to questions. You can just leave those questions in comments, and we're gonna try to display them. Asif has joined us from UAE. Okay, sorry. Shazad has joined us. Thank you. Shamsher has joined us from Peshawar. Thank you very much, Rafa. Yes. Faiza is asking, what are the possibilities to get PR? So, Faiza, naturally, we would need further details from you. You can complete our assessment form, and we can let you know whether you are qualifying or not. Okay, so let's see if we have some new comments coming in, and there are so many new comments coming in right now, and we have to take them very, very quickly. We are short of time today, but we'll try. Okay, Omar is saying that you are acknowledging the names you mentioned. I can see in chat. Yeah, you can see in chat because you are joining us from LinkedIn, Omar, and we have other participants who are joining us from YouTube and Facebook as well. So I hope that's okay to acknowledge them as well. Thank you very much, Abdul Wahed. Thank you, Zishan Taj. Abdullah is joining us from Facebook. Saif al Haq is from Karachi. Okay, so Junaid is asking, he has 65 points in PNP. How can I increase this? I applied the SINP. So naturally, there are factors where you can increase, and one of the factors which is very common and is variable as well, depending on how you perform, is the IELTS test. So if you improve your IELTS, of course, it's going to increase your score, hopefully. Abdul Hasib has joined us from YouTube. I think there is only one person joining us from YouTube. I don't know why this is so quiet today on YouTube. Frasid is joining us, first time attending. Very warm welcome, Frasid. Thank you. Okay, Saiful Haq is asking, what score is required to qualify for PR? So basically, when you are entering the express entry pool, you need 67 points to enter the pool. When you enter the pool, you are subjected to a ranking system, and ranking is based on age, education, work experience, language skills. So there's nothing as such that you could call qualify, but when you are ranked against other applicants, there are draws, and in every draw there's a pass rank. If your um, score is matching with the pass rank or is greater than the pass rank of the particular draw, you can expect to get selected and invited to apply for permanent residence at that point in time. Okay. So if you want to know what would be your score, you can just complete a free assessment form, and our team can get back to you with uh, with an opinion within 2 business days. Okay. Saf Saiful Haq is saying that he is 44 and a half years of age. 44 years of age. So maybe this is a bit of a concern because you're losing points on age factor. But you may qualify in one of the Pnp programs, where you, if you qualify, if you get nominated, you get 600 extra points, and that might be your way out. That might be suitable for you. Okay, so we have Shahrukh joining us, and he's saying how we can cover the CI score gap and which PNP does not require an EE profile and job offer. Okay, so if you're talking about the gap, and if you're referring to the gap between your score and the usual pass rank these days, say 470, and if you're 340, naturally the factors where you're losing points need to be addressed. If it is the age factor, naturally it cannot be covered. But if it is, say, language factor, improving language score would be the way out. In most of the provinces, CRS might not matter, but your occupation might. Um, in terms of discarding those provinces where there's a job offer is required, because we understand that getting a job offer is an issue. It is difficult to get a job offer. You would be able to see that British Columbia does require a job offer. Manitoba requires a job offer or presence of a close connection, relative, a friend in Manitoba. So you can discard all those provinces where there's a requirement of a job offer or a close connection. Um, and your next question was which PNP doesn't require. Over the top of my head, I believe Saskatchewan occupation and demand doesn't require you to have an express entry profile, right? Okay, so Yazishan is from Sialkot, and Saf is following up with the comment: computer science graduate and masters. Thank you very much, Atik. Thank you very much. Umar is saying he has construction business UAE. What are his chances? So Umar, there are a number of entrepreneur options available in almost all provinces in Canada, and they have their own entrepreneur programs where they appreciate business owners from all over the world who have successfully operated businesses in their home countries to come to Canada and establish businesses here and contribute toward the economic activity by investing money, hiring people. So if you are interested in establishing a business here in Canada, we can select one of the programs that is most suitable according to your profile, according to the kind of business you want to pursue in Canada. In most of the entrepreneur programs, the net worth required is uh, around $500,000. And by net worth, we mean value of all your assets. It includes the real estate properties, it includes the savings and all other current and fixed assets. But when you arrive in Canada, you are given 2 years' time in which to establish the business. Your status would be of temporary nature. It is usually a work permit. Your family can accompany you. Your wife can get an open work permit, and your children can study in Canada on study permit, free of cost, up to the high school standard. Um, in those 2 years, you're expected to implement the business plan that you present when you apply the first time. Once you have implemented that business plan and invested at least $200,000, and now depending on the program you choose, some program require you to invest at least 200,000, or some require you to invest more. So depending on the program and the province you have chosen, if you establish the business, you can then apply for provincial nomination. And once you are nominated, you can get your permanent residence through the federal government. So if you need any further information and if you want to get yourself assessed, you can complete our business assessment form on our website, www.amirismail.com. It has a link, and if you /assessment, then you can reach to the page directly where there are different forms: visitor, student, skilled worker, and business immigrants. And you can then, complete, and my staff can advise you, or they can arrange a one-on-one consultation with me as well. So hope that answers the questions. Okay. Dilip is from Nepal, I believe, and he's saying he's got 17 years of experience in logistics warehouse distribution operation, currently in Nepal. So share with us your further details if you want an assessment of your eligibility, and we can advise you. Okay, excuse me, I'm having my coffee as well. Uh, okay. Okay. Pradeep Kumar is saying, as per Manitoba, if you have applied in another province through PNP, you cannot apply to Manitoba. MPNP, is it true? So provinces, of course, they want to make sure that they are selecting applicants who are really interested in establishing themselves in their province. It's not that they're just using them as a bridge to enter Canada and then they go away to other provinces. So naturally, they have restricted people that if you are applying for Manitoba, you should have not applied to any other provinces, which shows that you are not basically sure about establishing yourself in that province, right? So I would recommend that if you're choosing Manitoba or any other province, you basically focus on that province. And even if after you have landed here in Canada, on the basis of or with the help of that province, I think it makes sense to give that province a chance, try to establish there. And it doesn't make any sense if you are not established and you're residing in Toronto, but you could have a very good job in Winnipeg, which is of course part of Canada, right? The educational standards are the same. um, Everything is same basically. Yeah, weather might be a bit of a concern, but there is not. I don't think there is much of a difference between -20 and -30. I live here in Toronto, and then the temperature goes way below the freezing point all the time. So yeah, if you have better opportunities elsewhere in Canada, and it's not Toronto or it's not Vancouver, it should still be okay, right? So yeah, um, it's true that the provinces would want to make sure that the applicants they are choosing are interested. Okay, so yeah, with that, just a quick reminder about our giveaway today. If you enter hashtag AIA, you can enter in our draw. And the draw is for a giveaway, a full consultation, and that's going to be free of cost for you. Okay, so with that, we are going to take a little short break, and we're going to be back in a moment and try to answer the rest of your questions. Okay. Okay, so welcome back, everyone. And we are getting a lot of questions today. Um, I don't know if we'll be able to cover each one of them, but trust me, we are going to attend to each one of them even after the broadcast. Let's see. Naim is saying he's joining us from Baltistan. Thanks for your blessings and your prayers. And he wants to move to Canada. What would be the process? He's doing a job in Baltistan. So, Naim, please provide us your CV. You can email it to us at info@amirismail.com, or you can complete our assessment form on our website, and we'll advise you about your chances. Okay. Okay, so Shazad is saying, is it mandatory to be an express entry pool if I want to apply for provincial nominee as well? So, when you create your express entry profile, most provinces have aligned themselves with the express entry pool. It opens door for you. For example, Alberta would want you to create an express entry profile. Same is the case with Ontario. So is the case with Prince Edward Island. So is the case with Saskatchewan, although Saskatchewan has an occupation demand stream as well, which doesn't require you to have a express entry profile. But yes, it's not mutually exclusive. It's not that express entry is something else and provincial nominee programs are something else. It's basically part of the system. You have to create your profile in order to be able to say that I'm interested. And when you say that, you get the attention of the federal government, but the federal skilled worker program ranking or the pass rank, for example, if it is hovering around 470, and if you don't have that kind of ranking score, you will be relying on the provincial nomination. And if you're relying on provincial nomination, you will have to be in the pool for most of the programs, right? Okay, Atif um, Ali Raza. Ali Raza is asking when you will be visiting Pakistan. So it's an excellent question, and I'm asking this question myself as well because we had planned everything. We in fact bought ticket as well, and we are ready to move anytime. And you'll be surprised to see me anytime, right, in Pakistan. But I'm actually taking advice on travel as well, and I appreciate if any one of you could give that advice right now, whether it is appropriate to travel at this point in time, or should my team and I wait for a little while. And I'm asking this question just as an opinion from you guys, because I'm hearing that the new strain might be dangerous, and there is a wave situation going on. So I don't know. I'll basically rely on the expert advice. But yes, people on ground like yourself and others who are joining us today, they know better. So I'll appreciate your recommendation. So, but I'm actually looking forward. I come down to Middle East and Pakistan, South Asia, at least 3-4 times a year. But of course, pandemic has precluded the travel. So hopefully it's gonna resume soon. Okay, so Junaid is asking a question. So he's done his Bachelor of Engineering in Petroleum and Natural Gas. and his experience is in occupational health and safety. He's got a rejection from Australia, as his bachelor's um, is not comparable or compatible with his occupation. So there's a mismatch in his degree and his occupation, but his profession. But in his profession, they have certification rather than graduation. So he wants advice on Canada. He's got 65 points in PNP, SINP. So you might have seen already, Junaid, as a well-informed client yourself, has already applied for SINP on his own as well. I'm sure that you might have seen that mismatch in qualification usually doesn't matter for Canada unless it's a regulated occupation where there is a mandatory requirement of having a specific educational qualification. For example, as a doctor, you are expected to have an MD or an MBBS degree, right? As an engineer, you are expected to have technical education. But as a sales manager, you might not or be required to have specific degree. So someone who has an MBBS degree can be able to work as a sales manager, right? Maybe in pharmaceutical, maybe otherwise. So, but as a sales person or someone who's holding an MBA cannot work as a doctor, obviously. So when you apply for Canadian immigration, it really depends on which occupation you are in. But usually, mismatching of education is acceptable as long as I said, the occupation is not uh, regulated. Okay. Faiza is saying, are there teaching jobs available, and how should she get it? She's done her MBA and has HR experience. So, applying for jobs in Canada, you can apply for a job in Canada from anywhere in the world. Getting that job or materializing that application is usually very remote. The chances are very remote because employers in Canada are required to hire people from the local market, and the local market is sufficient to provide for the HR requirement, the personnel requirement. Jobs are usually filled by the local people. But if someone is not finding, an employer is not finding a suitable employee here in Canada, they of course are allowed to hire, provided they satisfy the labor department that they have done their best to find a suitable employee here. Most of the employers are not interested in going into that exercise, but naturally, if they don't find someone from within Canada, they are compelled to find someone from overseas, but that doesn't absolves them from the requirement of the mandatory requirement of convincing the labor department that they didn't find a single person in whole white Canada, despite their utmost efforts. And those efforts include advertising in newspapers, mainstream newspapers, as well as the ethnic newspapers, online or printed, and undertake activities like participating in job fairs, interviewing people. So, and they have to provide report that these are the CVs that we received. We interviewed these people, and we couldn't find a single person of this caliber, that the kind of person that we need. And the person from overseas market is someone who suits us better. And if the labor department is convinced, they're gonna approve. If you want to work as a teacher, and if you come from a country where teaching is not regulated, there would always be concerns about the standards here in Canada. And teachers, of course, are regulated here. So you do need to do certain courses or be registered as a proper teacher. That is why it is difficult to get a job offer in occupations that are regulated unless you come to Canada and get yourself licensed or have certifications done. Plus, they're saying, what is the job situation in Canada these days, especially after COVID? So it is all the way same, the way it is all over the world, but economy is going to be recovering, and immigrants are going to play a very important role. That is why you might have seen that Canada has not stopped immigration process. There might be delays though, and there might be change or shift in strategy where they might prefer people who are already in Canada at the moment, but that doesn't mean that there won't be any immigration. There will be, and economic activities are going to be recovering. And we have already started seeing uh, 80% of Canadians have been vaccinated with at least one dose. And if I'm not mistaken, it's around 50% who have taken the second dose as well. I might be wrong. I need to recheck. But yeah, a significant number of people have received the second dose as well, which means that things are going to normalize. I was out and about last night and I saw that things are very normal now in Toronto. But of course, measures are still in place, and things are um, going toward normalization in stages. So hopefully, but it's going to take some time, of course, and we'll see. Okay, so let's see. We have more questions coming in, and we have to wrap it up very, very quickly, guys. Zubair is saying, what is the age limit for immigration? So there is no age limit, but you start losing points in age factor, uh, especially the ranking score, the CRS system, where you lose points from age 30, right? So, but yeah, if you are able to get a nomination from a province or even direct selection from the federal government, even if your age is like 44, it doesn't really matter, right? So there's no age limit, but you do lose points in age factor. Once again, the giveaway is hashtag AIA, and let me just quickly see uh, how many people have already. There are 51 entries. So you guys are breaking the record, right? Today, so many people are participating today. It's amazing. Okay, so let's see. We have a few more questions coming in, and let's see. I actually lost track of the questions. I don't know where was I. Sorry, guys. Just give me a moment. Let me just very, very quickly see. Okay, yes, I got that. Okay. Raf is saying that he's asking how many IELTS bands are required for Canada PR if you have 4 years experience. Rafi, you should target at least 6 in each component to be able to enter the pool. That's the minimum requirement. Although with 6 band, you also need to see whether you have at least 67 points or not on the grid, the federal skilled worker grid. So depending, but 6 is the minimum in IELTS. 6 is usually not sufficient to get good ranking score, because ranking score is something that your profile is subjected to when you enter the pool. So I would ask you to target the best, like the highest bands, because if you target 6, you're gonna end up scoring 5, right? So why not target 9 out of 9, and then see what happens. Hopefully, you're gonna do better than expected. Okay. Thank you for the recommendation, Shazad. Okay. So there's another question coming. Iftikhar is joining us from Facebook and is asking me to look into his profile. He has an BS, an IT MBA, MSc going on from UK, and he will be completing it in January 2022. He's got 6 years experience. He's 33 years of age. So you've provided us everything. Seems to be an excellent case, naturally, but we need to make a detailed assessment. What we'll do is we'll ask you to complete our assessment form. We're gonna make a detailed assessment. We will look at your CV, your job description, your dates of employment, your national occupation classification code, the express entry strategy, which educational credential assessment body we should select for you. So all these things will be discussed once you complete our assessment form. Okay, so let's see. We should move ahead. So how do we know about the score files they're asking? So there are so many resources available online, but the only reliable resource where you can calculate your score is the IRCC website. This website is cic.gc.ca. cic.gc.ca. They have a tool available to calculate your points. So make use of that tool. Or if you're going to complete our assessment form, our team can do that for you as well. So we can help you with this. Annie Shahid's joining us. Thank you, Zia. Zia has joined us again from, I think, from Malta. Thank you, Zia, for joining us again. Rafe, thank you very much. Zishan is asking, and he's asking question in Urdu, so I'm gonna respond in Urdu. Zishan is saying, सर मैं कनाडा आना चाहता हूँ और मैं ग्रेजुएट हूँ, लेकिन 42% नंबर मैंने हासिल किए हुए हैं. क्या मैं कनाडा जा सकता हूँ? सिंगल हूँ. तो अगर आप इमिग्रेट करना चाहते हैं ज़ीशान, तो ये जो 42% नंबर हैं, इसकी तो कोई रेलेवेंस नहीं है. लेकिन अगर आप स्टूडेंट हैं, अगर आप तालिब इल्म हैं और आप दाखिला लेना चाहते हैं कनाडा में किसी यूनिवर्सिटी में, कॉलेज में, तो जो यूनिवर्सिटी और कॉलेज का कोर्स आप जिसका इंतखाब करेंगे, उस पे डिपेंड करता है कि वो आपसे क्या मांगना चाहता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ एकेडमिक परफॉर्मेंस, कि आपकी जो तालीमी जो आपकी अभी तक रही है प्रोग्रेस, वो अगर उसमें वो चाहता है कि 50% हो, 55% हो, और अगर कोई कोर्स 42% पे अवेलेबल है, तो उसमें आपको दाखिला मिल सकता है और फिर आप स्टूडेंट वीज़ा के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. तो हमें क्योंकि पता नहीं है कि आप क्या चाहते हैं, आप हमसे रब्ता करें और हमारी टीम आपको रहनुमाई आपकी करेगी ज़रूर और आपको बताएगी. ओके, एंड लेट्स सी. Jamil is saying he's doing job from last 7 years. He is 30 years of age, and he is also married. And his wife and they both are 18 years of. They have 18 years of educational qualification. What are their chances of express entry? So, Jamil, my answer is the same as I'm indicating to anyone who is interested in getting themselves evaluated. They can complete our assessment form, and we can get back to them with our assessment within 2 business days. Tayyib is saying that he's a fresh PhD, and how can he apply for permanent residence? So if you have at least 1 year of work experience, and the definition of work is that it should be full-time, paid, and continuous. So if you have ever worked in any field, as long as it falls under National Occupation Classification O, A, and B, of course. And what that is, you can see some of our previous videos, we have explained that National Occupation Classification, or you can Google it. So if you have worked at a certain level, and if you have accumulated at least 1 year of work experience, full-time, paid, and continuous, you might qualify. So you can get in touch with our team, and we can make an assessment for you. Mohammed Naeem has used the hashtag AIA. So in just a few moments, we are gonna be running our a draw, and you would be able to enter if you enter hashtag AIA. Sarah Lee saying, can you please describe the difference between PNP and FSW? So Federal Skilled Worker Program is an immigration program for people who wish to come to Canada as economic applicants, like those people who are working and they can come to Canada and work in an occupation. Same is the case with the PNP, but it is basically a province saying to the federal government that we wish to nominate this applicant because this applicant's skills and his attributes suit our province. And as a recognition, in recognition of this, the federal government would assign or credit 600 extra points to your profile. So it's basically the province is nominating but not giving you immigration. Province, by way of provincial nomination, your immigration is being facilitated in the sense that you get extra points and it becomes easier. And those points are like 600 extra points, right? So if you look at the last draw that happened, it was around 760 or something, if I'm not mistaken. So if you have 160 points only, most people have 300 plus points, right? Even if they're losing points in the age factor or because of language factor, they're usually above 300. But say even someone has so low points, like 160 points, and if they get a nomination, they get 760. Boom, their score is risen to a certain level where they cannot be denied ITA in a sense, right? So sort of a guaranteed ITA in the next draw. So that is why PNP and the express entry and FSW, they go hand in hand. And when you're creating your express entry profile, you should qualify under the FSW in the first place by way of meeting the 67 points criteria. A lot of people don't know that. They only look at the ranking points, but they don't look at the FSW 67 grid, which is very, very important. So if you lose points on that grid, you can be expelled out of the express entry pool, even if you do have those ranking points intact, right? So yeah, it's a little bit of complicated, but if you do a little bit of study online, research online, you will understand that. It's not a rocket science. Mavish name, thank you. Zial Akhad has also entered once again in our draw. Lisa is saying that she and her husband score is 340, and her husband's sister is also citizen of Canada. Are there any chances for them to get PR? I am not too sure about the federal skilled worker program because we have seen that for the last 6 years, the ranking score has been hovering around 430 to 470 points. But we can certainly expect or hope under a PNP program. It might not happen though, because it's not guaranteed, but it may. So that's the only way around. Or if you have thought about any other uh, streams like entrepreneur, if your husband has senior management experience and he's got some net worth as well, and if he's interested in um, I would say establishing a business in Canada, or if any one of you are interested in coming to Canada as an international student. A lot of mature students come to Canada as well, and they want to upgrade their qualification. And at the end of the day, if they wish to consider making Canada their permanent home, that could be one of the way around. Do get in touch with us if you have further questions, though. Okay, let's see. Okay. Adnan is asking, what are the chances of getting study visa if the age is 35 and there is a study gap of 12 years? So, Adnan, the chances are not dictated by uh, age, right? If you have genuine interest in studying in Canada, there is a genuine need of upgrading your qualifications. And naturally, if someone is 35, it is expected that they'll have a gap in their study years. But as long as you are able to justify that there is a need for you to upgrade your qualification and you want to improve your skills, and that these skills are going to be helpful for you in your home country, when you go back, you will be able to utilize those skills. The chances are that you're going to be issued the visa. Yes, it is true that a close or detailed scrutiny is undertaken by the visa officer whenever there is a mature student, because they want to ensure that these people, they have um, stopped studying, they have started working. What is the need of upgrading their qualification at this point in time? So a detailed settlement or student plan is required to be presented. A, a convincing plan is required to be presented to the officer, and the chances are that you will be considered. Okay. Okay. So we have to be very quick, guys. It's already 1 hour, and you guys are sticking around. Very nice. Thank you. We need to wrap it up very quickly. Shoaib Zak is saying, his age is 30. Should he keep high hopes? And he's single. Should he add a spouse? Will it increase the score? So it depends, Shoaib. If you add a spouse and she's also fluent in English, she's also qualified, the chances are that your points are going to increase a little bit, but the chances are they're going to be increasing. If you add a spouse, you might lose points if those points cannot be added, those points that relate to a spouse's language skills or educational qualification, work experience, and other things. Yeah, the hopes should be high because you're young and you're educated, you are fluent in English, and Canada needs you. Okay. Okay. Ishma has Sufyan has also entered. Shazad is saying, is LMIA mandatory for a job offer? And if yes, how much time does it take? So LMIA is not mandatory if it is a PNP related program, right? But if it is a federal work permit you're applying for, or if your employer wants to assist you in your immigration and they want to offer you a job that you would do once you immigrate to Canada, in both the cases you do need LMIA. But for example, the Ontario program, the PNP program, where an employer is interested in offering a job, you would see that the requirements are actually similar to what the LMIA process would be, right? So yeah, hope that answered the question. Okay, Iram is saying, can people above 52 apply? And of course, they can apply. Why not? Age is not a bar, but you need to see the overall profile of the applicant, whether they're meeting the minimum requirements in terms of points and everything. Okay, some saying SM Hasnan is saying that he is a qualified MBA and ex-banker, started his furniture business. IELTS score is an issue. However, what are the chances of PNP? So, if you have started your business and if you have already spent some time or operated a business for some time, you might qualify as an entrepreneur. You can share your profile with us and we would be able to see which stream would be most suitable for you. Okay, let's see who else has joined us today. We have, I would say, 6, 7 more minutes to wrap it up. Mavish is saying, is there any scope bankers in Canada? So, Mavish, what you should do is you should research the outlook of the various occupations in Canada. Bankers, of course, are in demand, but you can have a better idea when you look at the research. Websites like workingincanada.com or many other resources available would show you as to which province or which cities are most suitable for bankers. Zafar is saying he has 468 ranking points. What are the chances? Should he start student visa? Yeah, I mean, I can't give you that advice whether you should start it or not. I'm sure that the disappointment is because of FSW draws not happening, but I'm sure that they're going to start very soon. If you start your student visa process, you might find that your FSW application would be finalizing at that point in time. So better, I think you should wait, but you are the better judge of your situation. You can decide. Mad has joined us. Okay, so let's see. Um, Naman is asking, do you deal in refusal student cases? Yes, we do deal with student cases. There are several people approach us on a daily basis with refused student visa cases, and we assist them in refiling, addressing the concerns raised by the visa officer in the previous application. And we make sure that when we resubmit, we try to disabuse the concerns of the officer and address any shortcomings and any weaknesses in the previous submissions. So do get in touch with us if you need any assistance. Anas is saying, can he come to Canada on a visitor visa and then get admission and convert to study visa? No, you cannot do that. You have to apply for a study permit. It doesn't happen so that you come on a visitor status and then you convert that status. There's no conversion as such. You have to apply for it. So it doesn't matter where you are when you get admission. If you're outside Canada, if you're inside Canada, it doesn't matter. So if you're already inside Canada and you get admission, doesn't mean that they're going to allow you to stay as a student. You have to apply for a student visa still and be assessed and then be told whether they would allow you or not. So it doesn't really matter if you are already in Canada, right? A lot of people think that if they come to Canada, their chances of being issued any other status would increase. It doesn't happen like that. Iram is saying, how can we apply for entrepreneur program? So, if, as I explained to the earlier person, that in order to apply under entrepreneur program, you need to have business ownership experience or senior management experience, like operating a business or heading a department in a large organization, or even as a board of director or senior person, and have sufficient net worth and ability to invest money in Canada. So complete our business assessment form and we'll be able to guide you. Atta is saying that he's a senior consultant Oracle application and has got good experience. Thank you, Atta, for sharing this information. And if you need assessment, do get in touch with our team. Okay. So I think we'll be wrapping it up in next 3 minutes now. Pradeep is saying, is financial statement okay? Financial statement should be 3 to 6 months or when we receive ITA. Yeah, it should be ideally. Okay. Okay. There's a question coming. If I correctly understood some of your latest posts, work permits will be issued on priority to those who are registered awaiting under any immigration category. Kindly elaborate. So none of our posts would say that, has said that, that if you are waiting under any immigration category, you would be issued work permit, unless you are in Canada, right? And you're applying for a postgraduate work permit or bridging open work permit. If you're outside Canada, if you apply for a federal skilled worker program, uh, there is no priority as such, uh, unless an employer is interested in you and they have essential work. That is something else. Khizr has joined us. I hope you're back in Canada, Khizr. I hope you're doing good. Okay, Jamil is saying IELTS is the main issue. What are the chances of Pnp and Fsw? IELTS score is okay, 776, 5.7. I can't read it properly. Sorry about that. I have 7 years experience and 30 years of age, 18. So please complete our assessment form. We'll be able to make an assessment. Tayeba is asking, what about Atlantic program? We don't deal in that program, Atlantic immigration program, because that program requires you to have a job offer, and we do not arrange any job offer. So if that is the expectation, so we won't be able to assist you. Okay, so let's see. I've once again lost the track of the questions. Okay, so let's see. The seed is saying, what are the opportunities in Ontario PNP? If you're asking about the selection, Ontario selects applicants directly from the pool. So we can't say as to what are the prospects of being selected, but you should be available in the express entry pool in order to get selected. So better be in the pool. And okay, Sharmat is asking, someone who got PR through any PNP is allowed to move or stay or work in another province? Yes, you are allowed. But when you have received your PR with the help of a province, the province deserves your attention. You should go there, study, or work, live in that province. And if you don't succeed, you do have the choice of moving to another province. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can take a few more questions. So I'm just going to skip the question related to the assessment, because when you tell us about your qualification, work experience, language skills, we still do need to have you complete the assessment form. So you can do so. For example, Shumaila is asking that she is 29 years of age and she is BSN with the year of experience, and she's married, and she's also gonna be she's in a family way as well. So do share with us your details by way of our assessment form, Shumala, and we'll be happy to assist you. We'll let you know whether you qualify or not. And Sherdil is saying he's a fresh graduate in microbiology. What are his chances? So you need to have at least 1 year of full-time paid work experience, Sherdil. And once you have that, we'll evaluate your eligibility under one of the available programs, PNP or Federal Skilled Worker Program, and we'll see whether you qualify or not. But for the time being, applying with no experience would not be feasible. You will not be eligible. Okay. So Wasim is saying how to start the case with you staying in Pakistan. Are you or any of your representative working in Lahore, Islamabad? Wasim, most of our clients come from South Asia, of course, Pakistan and India, Bangladesh, and Middle East. And we've been assisting clients directly from Toronto for the last several years. We've been in the business since 1991. Starting the case with our Toronto office is not a problem. In fact, you should always start the case with a Canadian company, right? Instead of dealing with a Pakistani setup. There are several Pakistani setups in the market. They also claim to be licensed agents of ICCRC members like us. You have to be very cautious in dealing with them. Um, so I know it looks a little difficult to deal with a Canadian company online, but it should not be, because of course with Canadian government as well, you deal with them online, right? So legitimate consultants, it's very difficult to differentiate between them when it comes to dealing with people who are on ground in your home country, because the chances are in most of the cases that they are not, and they are claiming to be, but when you deal with someone in Canada, the chances of error are minimum, because we come under the Canadian law. So do get in touch with our team directly, and I'll be pleased to deal with you personally, right? Not a problem. Okay. And Sherdil is actually saying that he actually wants to study in Canada. So in that case, you can complete our study student form on our website. We will help you in finding a suitable course according to your preferences, and we'll be happy to assist you in your study permit application as well, because we are authorized to do so by the government of Canada. Okay. Manoj is saying that he has an MBBS degree and a diploma in radiology as well. So please complete our assessment form. Usman Ali is saying the voice is not clear. What is the problem? Let me see. Let me just quickly see the audio. Okay. I don't know if you guys are hearing me properly. Okay, let's see if I can do it in next 2 minutes. Very tempted to. Shirin is saying nowadays visitor visa are closed. No, they are not closed. Visitor visa applications were being accepted all the time, and from 7th of September, the borders are also going to open for international travelers if they are fully vaccinated. Even if they are not, they are still allowed to come, but they have to quarantine. And even when the borders were closed, there were exceptions, especially for the on humanitarian grounds, and for people who have close relatives here in Canada, they were allowed to come. So that's how it's going to be. Okay, so let's see if we can take a few more questions. Okay, so let me quickly show the giveaway hashtag as well, and we're going to run it in a short while. Okay, hashtag AIA. Okay, so let's see if we have a few more questions to take. Okay, so the question is it true that in the pandemic, when you apply for PR, all the applications are being rejected. What you advise on the matter? Is it correct? Is it right? No, it is not true. Applications might be delayed, but it's not that because of pandemic they are going to uh, or they are refusing application. That's not true. Okay, so let's. Okay, so the last question, I believe, Farooq Nizam is asking. He wants our help. He was pursuing immigration since 2017 in PNP with the help of a consultant. After getting ineligibility due to NOC and SINP in 2019, he wanted to pursue immigration through study or investment route. He has few questions for us. He has all official correspondence of SINP and EE in his email box. Will it be enough for us to assess his case? Or does he need EE credential, which he doesn't have? Is it possible to get a study visa without IELTS academic, or does he need to contact us after that? Okay, so what we would recommend is that you book a one-on-one consultation to discuss the refusal and further all available routes. There is a link on our website, book a consultation link, and you can choose a suitable and available date and time for this consultation, and I'll make myself available to answer your questions in detail. Iftikhar is asking us to look into his profile. Iftikhar, please complete our assessment form. We'll get back to you. Okay. Farooq is kindly telling me that it is not advised to visit as Delta variant is increasing the number of cases within Pakistan. Advice well taken. We're going to make sure that we keep an eye on this and plan our trip accordingly, Farooq. But I really appreciate um, your um, your advice. Okay, so let's see if we have anyone. Okay, Adnan is saying, which PNP is better to stay for Pakistani population? I wouldn't say better or not better. I don't know what the reference point is, but all the provinces in Canada are beautiful. I just had a journey from, and I have done it many times in past, but even within Ontario, it's so beautiful. For all the way from Toronto to Kingston to Ottawa to Montreal, a wonderful road trip. But all the way from coast to coast to coast, Canada is beautiful. You can stay anywhere, and the opportunities are good. But yes, the metropolitan cities or city with more population, they have more job opportunities, so you can choose accordingly. Okay, so let's show our banner for giveaway because we're gonna run it now. It's already way past 1 hour and 20 minutes. So giveaway for today is a free consultation. If you enter hashtag AIA, and you will be able to enter the draw, and the draw is going to be in 1 minute from now. 63 entries we have, and let's see who wins today. 63 entries. Wonderful. So we have 64 now, and it happens all the time. In the last few seconds, it increases so exponentially, guys. 64. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so the winner for today's giveaway is Atiq Jindani. Atiq Jindani, who joined us from LinkedIn. I think it is his first participation. Atiq, my team is going to get in touch with you, or you can send me a message on my LinkedIn profile, and we can coordinate your free consultation. Thank you, everyone, for participating in today's draw. So, Atik, remember to get in touch with us, and we are going to make sure that our team sends you a message. Okay, so this was it for today's question and answer session. Each one of you who participated today, thank you very much for joining. And if you're watching it as a recording on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, please make sure that you join us the next time we come online every Friday at 11 a.m. EST. If you have any questions, further discussions that you might need, you can send us an email at info@amirismail.com, or you can visit our website, www.amirismail.com, if you want to complete our assessment form for a free assessment of your eligibility. We will be happy to make one for you and get back to you with our opinion within 2 business days. Thank you very much, everyone, and I see you next time. Please take care of yourself.